Bitter Talk. And yes, I am your host, Todd Huff. Email toddhuffshow.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. toddhuffshow.com is the handle on all of those social media platforms. Good to be here this Friday morning. Now we are 10 days past the election. And folks, may I suggest to you that they, and I mean the media, I mean the Democrat Party, when I use the word they, the pronoun they are scared. They are candidly, I would suggest, and I suggest to you, they're beginning to be terrified. They're terrified of where this is all headed. Yesterday, a court ruled with logic in the state of Pennsylvania. Folks, if judges follow the rule of law, Pennsylvania is going to turn out to be a major problem for the Democrats. This has been predictable. This has been there for anyone to see who cares to see it. It's not because Trump steals Pennsylvania. It's because the rule of law is being allowed to actually be enforced. Turns out, kudos to courts that recognize this, that it is the job of the legislature, not the job of the executive branch, to come up with laws pertaining to how things happen in the state of Pennsylvania when it comes to elections. That is simply not the way that this works, and it was predictable for those who wanted to follow the law. We also have meltdowns from CNN and other, from other anchors. CNN is melting down. I mentioned that this is scaring the media. They're making it sound like they want you to believe that this is simply about worrying about the safety of our country on election day. But of course, there's much more to it than that. There is so much news to go through here today that it's candidly, again, a little bit overwhelming. But suffice it to say that the media, the Democrat Party, they are definitely concerned and scared for what they see happening in the courts. Did you see this headline? Here's something else. This is coming out of news.com-au. This is the slow leak. Remember we had the Georgia had a busted water pipe on election night? I remember talking about this when I was live on election night, being a little bit confused and uncertain as to what this meant and why it was going the direction it was going. But they said on election night that there was a burst pipe at Atlanta's State Farm Arena, and that was what caused the pause in voting on election night. Well, turns out that officials in Georgia, according to this overseas news outlet, which let that sink in for just a moment, they are reporting here that officials in Georgia have not been able to produce any invoices or work orders related to a burst pipe at Atlanta's State Farm Arena that was blamed for an abrupt pause in vote counting on election night. So you had that. I mean, that's something that's kind of, I don't know, I would think important. We have we have issues all over the country here. We have a Secretary of State in the state of Arizona that in 2016, so the Secretary of State, effectively responsible for running the election in the state of Arizona, tweeted back in 2017 the following. This is August 15th, 2017. Katie Hobbs, Secretary of State, Arizona, at Real Donald Trump, that's Trump's Twitter handle, of course, has made it abundantly clear he's more interested in pandering to his neo-Nazi base, that's right, the neo-Nazi base, than being POTUS, President of the United States, for all Americans. That is what she tweeted in August of 2017. She also retweeted something from, at that then time, Senator Jeff Flake. Jeff Flake tweeted this: "The white supremacy in Charlottesville does not reflect the values of the America I know. Hate and bigotry have no place in this country." She retweeted that tweet from Jeff Flake, then Senator of the great state of Arizona, with her tweet that says this: "The president is on the side of the freaking Nazis. Don't just say stuff. Do something." This, again, someone who's running an election in the state of Arizona. Now, does that mean anything in and of itself? Not necessarily, but folks, it certainly could. If you think that the president of the United States is pandering to Nazis, if you really believe that the president of the United States is the next Adolf Hitler, as she seems to at least open up that possibility, and you're responsible for an election in your state, it at least should make someone wonder if, if you would do something. I mean, you should just be open to questions, I would think. Because, and I remember the Secretary of State in Pennsylvania, they were early on saying there's no way that President Trump wins Pennsylvania when all the votes are counted. Very, very confident, almost supremely confident of this. Like, you would think the right thing to say as an elected official is, look, we're going to make sure that these all legal votes count. We're here to make sure that if a vote is illegally cast, that we prevent it from being added to the counts, because that does, in fact, cancel a ballot cast by someone who is exercising their constitutional right to cast their vote. So it doesn't seem logical. It doesn't seem constitutional. It doesn't seem fair, reasonable, whatever the case may be. Nothing good to take votes that should not be legally cast. There are laws. The left is acting like there shouldn't be any laws. The media is acting like there shouldn't be any laws as it pertains to elections. Who's the side that's against things like voter ID? Who's the side that's against deadlines? Who's the side that's providing all of these alternative ways and extended timetables to vote, same-day registration, not having to prove in some places if you're an American citizen? I mean, on down the line, it's pretty insane, some of these things that people are wanting to do. Remember, even in the state of certain cities in California, you can vote for local offices, but not for federal offices, because people there are they wanted illegal aliens to be able to vote. Undocumented workers. Anyway, the point is, all this stuff going on, and the left is, instead of, first of all, they're pretending like this doesn't exist. They're pretending like there's no voter fraud. Meanwhile, the chair of the FEC, Federal Election Commission, says that voter fraud is a real thing. Of course it's a real thing. It's just insane to think that someone is literally going to say there is no voter fraud in America. You can say that there's not enough to swing an election, or you're not convinced. Okay, we can have that discussion, but please do not say that there is no threat of voter fraud in this country. I've said for a long time, for example, it's amazing to me how we fully acknowledge that people cross our border illegally in this country. They come across the southern border believing they have a right to be here. They used to be captured and then released and told to show up for court dates. And well into the 90% of those folks never showed up. The program was called Catch and Release. The left wants you to believe, the media wants you to believe that that is not something that is real as well. They want you to believe that all the folks who came illegally, they showed up dutifully for court, probably a little bit early, maybe brought the judge an apple. And that's what they want you to believe. But of course, that's not reality. That's not what happens. That is the exception, not the rule. And I remember saying on this program for a long time, the left wants you to believe that people do cross this border illegally, but those same individuals would never think of crossing the line into a polling place illegally. Why? What is it that's so sacred and special about the polling place? In fact, we have a lot of evidence, say in the state of Nevada, of a van that says Biden-Harris out front, that they are filling out ballots in the van right there. That's been, I believe, testified to in a sworn affidavit. I mean, folks, there are multiple examples. I haven't even touched on yet Dominion voting systems concerns. I haven't even touched yet on now the process of a hand recount in the state of Georgia, which has been honored. Folks, they know Pennsylvania is a real risk, and I'm not making a prediction here. But Pennsylvania, if judges follow the law and interpret the law as it should be interpreted, no matter who appointed them, a Democrat appointed them or a Republican, if they simply follow the law, there is literally no way that these ballots that didn't meet requirements, whether they be time frames or signatures or whatever it is, there's literally no way these ballots should be counted. Now, will the poll workers lie about how many of those that there were? That's certainly a possibility. Could there not legitimately be enough? Sure, that's a possibility. I've been open to that since day one. I've not been the one on here that's been saying ridiculous, stupid things about there not being such a thing as voter fraud. Of course there's voter fraud. The question is there enough to actually change the outcome? And keep a close eye on Pennsylvania, because they, the media, they, the left, they know that Pennsylvania is in jeopardy. We can quibble and quarrel about the likelihood that it could flip, but it's certainly a front runner. And after what we've seen reported from Michigan, and there's an affidavit that's signed there as well, which I want to get into, about someone who said that she personally witnessed over 100,000 or 100,000 votes, right at 100,000, some such number, that came in at 2 or 4 in the morning that were 100% for Biden. There's sworn affidavits that are signed that say that people watched poll workers in Michigan count ballots 2, 3, 4, up to 8 times. Up to 8 times in the state of Michigan. Michigan is, I bring up Michigan because right now it shows a huge lead for Trump. But if these things in fact happened, and if these things can be proven, and if there is an audit trail / paper trail that we can make any sense of, we're going to have Michigan's going to be a really big question mark as well. Again, I'm not predicting that it's going to change. I'm simply saying that this battle is nowhere near over, folks. That's why they're screaming louder and louder for Trump to accept, Hillary, and I love these comparisons to Hillary, by the way. Hillary in 2016, Whoopi Goldberg told us the other day to make sure that we followed her example of just taking it in stride. Hillary has complained about this for 4 years. Hillary gives speeches focusing on how this is stolen, how it was stolen from her in 2016, even probably yesterday somewhere, folks. The idea that Hillary Clinton is the model and the example to follow here is patently absurd and laughable. And I'm not saying that should be the road that we take, but look, if there's evidence, if there's reasons to have concerns about the outcome of an election, we just shouldn't say, we'll figure it out next time. And that's what I'm getting from the left and the media. There might be some voter fraud out there. Probably not. Voter fraud is really exaggerated by the Republicans. Blah, blah, blah. except for we got sworn affidavits. There's no evidence. What do they think an affidavit is? Folks, an affidavit is evidence. Again, you can say in the court proceedings that if you're on a jury that the evidence provided wasn't strong enough, but to say that there wasn't evidence, if this thing goes to, I'm just pointing out in a case that an affidavit, a witness testimony, is evidence. When they instruct you, I sat on a jury before, I've shared, and when they instruct you, they tell you you can decide which evidence you find to be most convincing. You listen to the evidence, you make an assessment on what you heard in the evidence, you determine what you believe, how you prioritize it, how you piece it together. You can say that doesn't really matter to me at all in my thinking, I'm going to put that aside, or you can say this is a critical piece of evidence that really is the centerpiece of the entire case. But to say it wasn't evidence is not the way to go about that. You can say it wasn't strong or convincing or compelling evidence, but witness testimony is by definition evidence, and there is a lot of it. You saw Kayleigh McEnany holding up 234 pages of signed affidavits on television recently. Anyway, they are scared. They want to change the narrative. They want Trump to concede. They're trying to make you think that Trump is putting America at great risk. I'll play a soundbite after the break of Jim Scudo of CNN saying that very thing. Trump is putting America at risk of another 9/11, folks, by not conceding and letting the Biden team basically begin the process of transitioning. So, talk about that here after the break, but I've got to take that right now. You're listening to the home of conservative, not bitter talk. I'm your host, Todd Huff. Back in just a minute.
Listen to Todd's show on your way to work, but want to hear more? Don't miss a beat. Visit toddhuffshow.com/listen to catch the program anytime, anywhere.
Are you concerned about your investments? Intrepid Financial has been educating, customizing, and servicing Hoosier investment portfolios since 1998. Our family-owned and operated business builds strong bonds with our clients. When you call, we answer the phone, always ready to walk you through your investment strategy. Intrepid means without fear. We want our clients to be fearless, to feel secure with their investments. Give us a call at 317-818-1776 or visit us online at intrepidfinancial.com.
The compassion of Christ. It's living life connecting to the broken and messy world. It's not simply walking down the street and dropping a quarter in someone's bucket. It's been perverted by Satan from biblical compassion to feeling sorry for, and sympathy isn't where God wants us to live. It's connecting to broken people in our daily life. Living the compassion of Christ.
Corn Homes is expanding their 55-plus community. Briar Creek is the only senior manufactured home community in Indianapolis featuring Indiana-built homes. Floor plans and finishes starting at $75,000. Enjoy affordable, low-maintenance lifestyle with the charm of a residential neighborhood. Located minutes from I-465 in Fort Harrison State Park. Corn Homes, family-owned and operated since 1955. Check us out at COHRONhomes.com. Mention the Todd Huff Show and receive a $1,000 discount on your new home.
Have you seen the price of custom cabinetry and countertops lately? If you're looking for quality, affordable remodels, call Carriage House Woodworking. Our helpful professionals will walk you through every step of the process. We're offering a free sink base with qualified services. Just enter CHWEINC.com/Todd or call 317-406-3042. Call Carriage House Woodworking. You won't have to spend your kids' inheritance just to upgrade your kitchen.
Ever wondered what shooting a real machine gun feels like? At Indie Trading Post, you can have an awesome and safe shooting experience in our family-friendly environment. Firing a weapon on full auto is something you will always remember. Schedule some range time today and let Indie Trading Post give you the real machine gun shooting experience. We guarantee you'll have a blast. Give us a call at 317-782-4867 or schedule your range time at fullautoindy.com.
Did you know that there are 21,000 chimney fires annually? It's one of the reasons why it's so important to have a CSIA certified chimney technician clean and inspect your chimney every year. Keep your family safe by joining our 3-year sweep and inspection plan. and mention Todd to be entered to win $1,000 in cash. Contact Smalling Masonry, a Christian-owned business, at 317-903-8121 to learn more today.
If you own a rental property, you know the hassles of marketing, renting, collecting, and the handling of maintenance and repairs. One call to Zuluscape can put an end to your property management headaches. Zuluscape has over 20 years of experience helping landlords throughout central Indiana and taking the stress out of owning a rental. From A to Z, let Zuluscape handle it all so you can enjoy owning a rental instead of hating being a landlord. Give us a call at 317-663-8485 or visit our website at Zuluscape.com.
Does your business have a plan for social media marketing? Are you reaching the right audiences through Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and the list goes on? Are you learning from the data? Jarbo can help. Our team doesn't just come in and tell you how to be successful. We help you execute and measure your sales and marketing efforts. Give us a call at 317-834-6560 or visit us online at jarbomarketing.com. That's jarbomarketing.com. Make social media work for you.
Welcome back. So I told you before the break I was going to share with you CNN anchor Jim Sciutto telling on air with a guest, someone from, I think from the Bush administration here, talking about how Trump not effectively conceding. Yes, former Bush administration Assistant Attorney General Jack Goldsmith. Jack Goldsmith was on with a couple of his split screen, four folks, two CNN anchors. I don't know who the other end of it. Poppy Harlow was the other anchor, and someone else. I just want you to hear what Jim Sciutto says here. He is basically saying that President Trump here is setting up a scenario whereby we are more likely to have a 9/11. Why? Because Trump is not conceding. As not conceding, Biden is not allowed by the GSA to begin the process of transition to the presidency. And so this is where this conversation goes. I just want you to listen to this. Here it is.
Fair. Let's put some teeth on that, if we can, for a moment, because there are sitting members of Congress who were around in their positions at the time of 9/11. And the 9/11 Commission report specifically cited the shortened transition after the 2000 election for having an impact on national security. I'm quoting here, "It hampered the new administration in identifying, recruiting, clearing, and obtaining Senate confirmation of key appointees." The fact is, we have experience for how shortened transitions make a difference in national security. Why are we hearing from Republicans about that, granting that potential danger?
There you go. So Republicans, that's just the question. The answer, of course, echoes the questions, the questioner's, I guess, bias or the intention of that question, which is to say that a delayed transition created 9/11. I mean, look, I know that's in the 9/11 Commission. The 9/11 Commission found that was part of the problem. It's remarkable. I mean, we had agencies that were not communicating information. We had President Bill Clinton that wouldn't act on intelligence to take out Osama bin Laden back in the day. We had this reluctance at the time to accept that we were the mortal enemies in some political circles of certain people around the world, certain people who held a certain religious/political worldview that has come to be known as Islamic extremism, Islamic terrorism. We had a lot of resistance to believing that back in the day. But they want to blame it on some administrative part of the process here, that was the reason for 9/11. 9/11. So are they telling me if Clinton remained president, I know their election was between Gore and Bush, but let's just forget about that there was an election. Are they really wanting us to believe that 9/11 would have been avoided if that, say, fell not at the end of Clinton's term, the beginning of Bush's term, or it's in the beginning of Bush's term, but meaning if Clinton was still president, just there wasn't an interruption at all, if Clinton could, in fact, serve for a third term as he wanted to back in the late 90s. I'll tell you what, just put me up for one more term. I'd love to serve you people. Gonna miss you folks. Anyway, that's pretty pathetic, I know, but still, if we get to the point to where there wasn't a transition, are they really wanting us to believe that the reason that Osama bin Laden and a group of terrorist evildoers, terrorist punks, terrorist Islamic terrorists, Islamo-fascist terrorists, jumped into planes and flew them into buildings and were able to get away with that because of a transition? I mean, we have so many examples of what happened with, agencies not being able to communicate, people being able to go to flight school, tell their instructors, I just want to learn how to fly the plane. I don't really want to know how to land it. But it's somehow because of the transition. This is ridiculous. And really, there's a lot of effort for this notion of Trump needs to concede because they know, there was a point where they wanted this to drag on so that they could, watch number. They had the ability to, one can make this case anyway. They wanted the election count to drag on so that they had some leeway and some they could operate in the shadows, calculating whatever numbers they need. And they're still calculating, but calculating whatever numbers that they needed to get victory. You can make that case. I'm not saying it's with certainty, but you could certainly make the case. Now I think that they're wanting this thing to be concluded. Now they don't want the legal battles. They don't want the investigations. They just want people to come out and certify this election. That's what they want. They don't want anyone to question it. They don't even want to acknowledge that fraud is a real thing. But yet, this is where we find ourselves. And I'm sensing some panic. And I know this is not popular, but Trump still has a chance of winning some key decisions, finding some things through the audits and / hand recounts and whatever other recounts are happening around the country. And this could pose a problem for this notion that Biden is president-elect. I know folks don't want to hear that. I only want it to be the case if that's where the evidence... let me pause. I don't want there to be a President Biden. I shared yesterday even that people are saying, like Pastor Robert Jeffers on Fox News said that if Biden succeeds, we all succeed. And I challenge that notion. In fact, I find myself in agreement more with what Rush Limbaugh said about Barack Obama back in 2009, which is I hope he fails. Not personally, not for some vendetta, not for some revenge, not so that we can get retribution politics as the left has called for with the packing of courts and Republican lists and so forth. What I'm saying is that if his intentions are to move the nation away from the Constitution, more towards socialism, more towards big government, away from liberty, away from opportunity, away from how we were candidly created to live as free people created in the image of God. If he's going to seek to do that, then I hope he fails at that. I don't make any apologies, and I don't care what anyone really thinks about that, insofar as I just think it's the right thing. Why would you want someone to succeed in fundamentally destroying or recreating your nation? That's clearly, especially when it's the antithesis of how it was founded to be, when it's the antithesis of how we are created to live, when it goes against human nature and history, when it goes against the founding principles and the critical foundations of liberty and so forth. Why would you want that? Why would you want someone to succeed with that? Anyway, they want us to move into this, discussion of accepting this as our reality. And it may be the reality, folks, that Biden will be president-elect, but the fact remains he's not today. And the fact remains that there are court decisions and there's lots of evidence out there that makes it obvious that they are beginning to panic. At first they laugh at this. Now they begin to kind of criticize it. They're going to go into all-out attack mode here pretty soon. And they've already started the rumblings of that. Trump is basically putting us at risk for another 9/11, CNN says, because he doesn't concede the election. Hogwash, my friends, hogwash. Gotta take a time out. Come back and continue this after the break. Sit tight, back in just a minute.
Is it possible to be a fan of the show if you don't have the gear to prove it? Why not be safe and remove all doubt? Shop for official merchandise at toddhuffshow.com/shop today.
Business leaders, are your employees satisfied with their jobs? Do they enjoy coming to work and feel valued? Workforce Chaplains can help. Locally owned, we work with organizations to provide holistic care to their employees. I'm Marcus Schrader, President of Workforce Chaplains, and we offer your team a 24/7 support system that positively affects your company's culture and productivity. With our personalized pricing and diverse support system, we handle the issues that you wish you had time for. To learn more, visit us at workforcechaplains.com.
Geothermal tax credits are back, making this the perfect time to install a new Climate Master geothermal system. Take advantage of this limited time 26% tax credit and begin cutting your heating and cooling bills immediately. Visit indianageothermal.com/info to get your free Climate Master information kit or call 317-829-1490. Visit indianageothermal.com/info or call 317-829-1490. Geothermal, it's cheaper than you think.
Healthcare is expensive and complicated. Did you know that as a Christian business owner, it is possible to provide access to affordable health benefits for your employees? Remodel Health has helped employers across the United States save over $22 million in the past 3 years. Our innovative approach allows your employees to have the health benefits they need at a cost you can afford. Go to remodelhealth.com/Todd to help your employees find the healthcare they deserve. Remodel Health. Rethink employee health benefits.
You rely on your vehicle every day. It's not a member of the family, but you spend as much time with it as most family members. You wouldn't take your family to just any doctor, so don't trust your vehicle to just any repair service. At Raymond's Auto and Truck Repair in Plainfield, we have well-trained, caring technicians that have the expertise to get you back on the road. For 25 years, we've been servicing personal, commercial, and fleet vehicles. Give us a call at 317-838-7112 for the car service you deserve.
Our word can't be diluted because we are taught that a promise is a commitment in which you always follow through. No ifs, ands, or buts. So every time you walk through Greg Hubler Chevrolet doors, you can count on the advice and expertise we provide you. Because when we make a promise, we keep it. Greg Hubler Chevrolet. Promise kept. Visit GregHublerChevy.com. Find new roads.
All your life, you've planned and taken care of the people you love. They always knew you had a plan. Taking care of your final wishes will give them one final gift. Buying your headstones direct through Thomas Monument saves your loved ones additional stress during a difficult time and saves money by cutting out the middleman. Call 317-244-6525 or go online to thomasmonument.com to understand why families have trusted us since 1962.
What if your bank treated you like a person instead of an account number? What if you could sit across from the person you are opening an account with or requesting a loan from and have an actual conversation? You may be thinking, Todd, that's crazy talk. Well, not at Citizens Bank. Come visit them in Monrovia and meet Nick Gibson, their new branch manager, and the rest of their staff. Or give them a call at 317-831-0110. Citizens Bank is an equal housing lender and member FDIC.
Wallace Construction is a family-owned business with 45 years' experience in asphalt, concrete, and seal coating. At Wallace Construction, our wide variety of experience and top-notch customer service have helped us build a strong reputation in central Indiana. But we don't rest on that reputation. We build it, one job at a time. If you have an upcoming project, call us at 317-422-5356. That's Wallace Construction, 317-422-5356, and ask for Richard or Roger.
Welcome back. So I want you to listen to this. This is Chris Cuomo. I'm not going to play the whole soundbite from Tough Guy Chris Cuomo here, but I am going to play part of this. Chris Cuomo yesterday, 2 days ago, Veterans Day. Well, I just want you to listen. This is, I don't know if it's at the end of his program. Let's see. It's actually maybe at the very beginning. I don't know if he comes on at 9 or ends at 9, but either the very beginning or the very end. I think it's the very beginning. But nonetheless, Tough Guy Chris Cuomo talking about Veterans Day, politicizing it, making it into a political speech. I want you to listen to what he has to say here.
Happy Veterans Day to the men and women who serve now and who did serve, and to the families, the husbands and wives worrying at home, the kids with missed memories, the brothers and sisters and loved ones wondering when those who risk it all for us to have it all will be home.
Yeah, good
Thank
so far.
you to each and all of you.
Agree with that.
We appreciate, certainly I appreciate your service.
He does. Who doesn't?
And may we take the message of this day,
Trump, right?
the ideal of putting nation before self,
Here we go.
even committing to the ultimate sacrifice, more to heart. Yeah, I'm politicizing it.
There we go.
And I'm looking at you, GOP enablers.
Okay.
And you know why?
Tough guy.
Veterans Day came from Armistice Day. Eisenhower renamed it. Armistice Day was when both sides laid down arms in World War I. The date was to mark the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month in 1918 when it ended. Well, it is the 11th hour now after this election. And these GOP cronies know it is over.
You know
Shame
that
on
there's a
you
problem. Shame
for
on
allowing
you, tough
crazy
guy.
to become contagious as COVID in your ranks.
Oh, here we go.
Why do you think Trump is ousting Pentagon leadership and loading up with loyalists?
Spit it out there.
Maybe it's for troop withdrawal. Maybe it's to get Russian information released. And maybe it is because he is twisted enough to try to do something way worse. Remember who said nothing.
Oh my gosh. Twisted enough to do something way worse. You know what that means? To have a coup. Military coup. He's going to hunker down in the White House. I mean, this is what Chris Cuomo wants you to think. Trump's going to hunker down in the White House. He's going to dispatch the military, get rid of the people at the Pentagon who won't go along with this. He's going to hunker down in the military, in the White House, just like we as Hoosiers are hunkering down here in the state of Indiana, and we're all in this together, fighting through this one step at a time. I love Hoosiers. That kind of stuff in the White House. That's what we're supposed to believe. So Trump is going to have a coup. That's what tough guy Chris Cuomo here is suggesting. Something much more nefarious. Using Veterans Day. Thanking veterans and then basically saying, I'm genuinely thanking you. Trump's basically using you. That's effectively what he's saying here, which is pathetic, which is predictable. But I only point this out, A, because it's a little comical to me. B, because this is the beginnings of what it looks like when these folks begin to go into meltdown mode, into panic mode. Trump is a fighter. I think they knew that there was going to be some degree of fight. I don't think that they really expected it to be at this point. And with the momentum of court cases, the momentum of affidavits, I mean, folks, there is some incredibly terrible stuff going on out there. Why in the world? I saw someone tweet this. We have some guy who's working at the post office who says he saw some questionable things about dates being changed or whatever on ballots. He's basically interrogated by a Navy SEAL team of interrogators, professional interrogators designed to break you. They're on audio admitting that they're trying to crack the guy just to put him under a little bit of pressure so that helps him really remember the truth. Because if you're comfortable and everything is you're in a state of peace and not under stress, well, that makes it less likely for you to remember things. So I'm going to try to scare you, but I'm not trying to scare you, wink, wink, right? I think I saw Donald Trump Jr., maybe I've got the wrong person, tweeted out, why do we have a heavy-handed interrogation of a postal employee within 24 hours or 48 hours of his claims of witnessing voter fraud, tampering with dates on mail? Why do we see that? But yet, after all this time, no one's even picked up the phone to talk to Hunter Biden. It's a fair question. It's a fair question. We have a problem on our hands. And every day that it is exposed to light, these folks who are professional deceivers, the likes that we find, some of these folks I've played to you from CNN, and there's lots of others to choose from, but they're beginning to get a little bit nervous. They're beginning to think that maybe, just maybe, judges are going to rule in the favor of the law and the Constitution. And what happens if that begins to be the case across the board? And what happens if there is evidence, enough evidence to prove that there was mass fraud? Then what happens? They make it sound like Biden has won this thing without any questions. You take Pennsylvania off the table, which is a legitimate possibility. I know folks don't want to accept that. You do, I think. That still, according to the tallies, leaves Biden right at 270 exactly. But I say watch Michigan as well. Nevada's not over. Watch Arizona. We've got the Georgia recount situation. Wisconsin as well out there. I mean, there's problems across the board. Anyway, quick timeout is needed. You're listening to Conservative Not Bitter Talk. I am your host, Todd Huff. Sit tight. Back in just a minute.
Looking to make a conservative, not bitter fashion statement? Check out our apparel online, including brand new items at toddhuffshow.com/shop today.
The printing industry has changed a lot since we opened for business in 1931, but what our clients expect from us really hasn't changed. Quality print, fast turnaround, and competitive prices. We've learned a lot at Moeller Printing over 86 years and 3 generations. Why not put that experience to work for you? Call 317-353-2224 and mention discount code RADIO to receive 10% off your first order. Call Moeller Printing at 317-353-2224.
It's deer season. Whether you are an experienced hunter or just looking to start, the Outdoorsman Sports Shop in Greenwood has the deer gear you need. With an indoor archery range, huge product selection, and a friendly staff ready to answer all your questions. We can help you through bow, gun, and muzzleloader season. Make the Outdoorsman in Greenwood part of your deer camp this year. Find us online at outdoorsmansportshop.com. Happy hunting.
We all know having health insurance doesn't always equal health care. That's why at Freedom HealthWorks, we believe the key to maintaining good health is based on a straightforward, personal relationship with your physician. With our direct doctor-patient relationship model, we remove your healthcare middleman and replace him with transparent pricing and incentive to call your doctor at the first sign of illness. So if you're ready to experience real care from a doctor that really cares about you, go to freedomhealthworks.com and learn more about the benefits of our direct primary care model. Freedom HealthWorks. Be treated better.
This is the sound of your typical do-it-yourselfer in completely over his head.
For heating, plumbing,
and electrical done right.
Call Mr. Quick. Call Mr. Quick. Dial the number, spell the words. For on time.
Does your business have a plan for social media marketing? Are you reaching the right audiences through Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and the list goes on? Are you learning from the data? Jarbo can help. Our team doesn't just come in and tell you how to be successful. We help you execute and measure your sales and marketing efforts. Give us a call at 317-834-6560 or visit us online at jarbomarketing.com. That's jarbomarketing.com. Make social media work for you.
Hi, this is Kenton with Christian Community Connect. We're a network of business professionals that are committed to living out our faith in the marketplace by preferring one another in love while serving everyone. With online listings at $27 per month, if you're a Christian in business, committed to treating others as you would want to be treated, we would love to include you. Check our reviews and sign up at ChristianCommunityConnect.com.
Anxiety, depression, relationship problems, past trauma. Problems rarely get better when given time. Care to Change Counseling can help. Our professionals combined evidence-based care models with scripture to get you on the path to a productive life. We are here to help you make the changes you need for a healthier, happier you. Take that brave step today. Call Care to Change at 317-790-9396 or visit caretochange.org.
Welcome back. Sorry, there had to adjust the microphone. So, look, we're down to the final minutes. There's two things. I want to start something called Civics Friday, and I was going to start that today. In fact, I even referenced it at the beginning. I've run out of time. I've run out of time playing sound bites of the media, particularly CNN, beginning their meltdown moments. This is the precursor to the real meltdowns. If this continues to go in Trump's favor as we go through the legal process, the recounts and so forth, get ready, buckle up. It's going to be something to watch. Let's just say that. So we played that. We talked about some of these allegations. I didn't even mention that. There's too many things to mention. There's a postal worker in Philadelphia who is now saying that he was ordered to stop delivering mail to Republican households, voters, and so forth. Again, there's no evidence, though. No evidence. So, but I want to start something called Civics Friday because one of the things, my heart is, it really is, I come on here, I want to talk about these issues and so forth. But my heart is to help Americans understand really what we have. And I know most of you, the vast majority of you follow this, know a lot about politics and our system, our government, how America was set up, the beauty that was created by our founders. But there's a lot of new folks. A lot of new folks out there, and so it's like jumping on a spinning merry-go-round. You know, the merry-go-round spinning. There's so many, bits of information and context because of, why the Constitution says this, or why some branch has this power, or why a state can do this, and electors, electoral college, certification of votes, secretaries of state, what's going on, Trump's not conceding, that seems like the end of the world to me, right? I mean, a new voter may be overwhelmed, especially if they listen to these jokers in the media. So I wanted to get to Civics Friday. We're going to start to do some things on that to, for those of you that are new, it could be helpful to help you understand and have some framework about some things. For those of you who have been doing this a while, it's always good to have refreshers, and for the old veterans that have followed this for a long, long time, this is an opportunity for you to really refine and maybe, have, just remember some key points and maybe refine some things that you, when you share with someone who's new. Sometimes if you've done it for so long, you forget what it was like to not know anything about our system. So that's what I wanted to do, but I've run out of time. I want to read this tweet before I take one more time out here today. This is a tweet from a tweet from Alex Brusewitz. Alex is the CEO of X Strategies DC, and that is he's an advisor. He's an advisor to politicians, public figures, and other organizations. But he tweeted this out last night. I saw this. I think I tweeted this out as well. But I want you to listen to this. And remember that Jim Sciutto and CNN tough guy Chris Cuomo, they get this sort of information too. So when you hear the anger, when you hear the out of line allegations about how Republicans, they're setting up another 9/11. Right? That's what Chris Cuomo, that's what Sciutto said. And, of course, Cuomo said that Trump is basically preparing to hunker down in the White House and stage a military coup. That's what we're supposed to believe. But Alex Brusewitz tweeted this out last night, just met with top Bush-Gore litigation lawyers in D.C. They are not MAGA types at all. So these are not Trump guys and gals, excuse me. They said that they respectfully disagree with Karl Rove's assessment of the situation and that they believe President Donald Trump, buckle up and brace yourselves for this, has multiple paths to victory. Wow, is what he says. And what are they talking about today? They're talking about how Trump should simply concede. Got to take a break, come back and wrap up. Sit tight, back in just a minute.
Like what you hear on Todd's show? Why not get more by signing up for Todd's free Semi-Sweet Morsels of Truth newsletter? To subscribe, visit toddhuffshow.com/subscribe or text HUFF to 31996.
When life is hard for the women you care about, there is help with issues such as widowhood, anxiety, depression, or abuse. They don't have to go through it alone. Peace Restored is there to walk with women through the journey. Peace Restored helps women through free mentoring, counseling, and education. When life is hard, Peace Restored is there to help women you care about find hope and healing. To learn more, visit peacerestored.net.
Would you like to save 20% or more on your insurance? Let AIA and Avon do a free comparison for you. As an independent agent, we can find savings that fit your needs and budget. We work for you, not the insurance companies. Whether your insurance need is big or small, give AIA a call, 317-718-1747, or find out what we can do for you at AIA4lowrates.com.
Did you know that there are 21,000 chimney fires annually? It's one of the reasons why it's so important to have a CSIA certified chimney technician clean and inspect your chimney every year. Keep your family safe by joining our 3-year sweep and inspection plan. And mention Todd to be entered to win $1,000 in cash. Contact Smalling Masonry, a Christian-owned business, at 317-903-8121 to learn more today.
Hi, this is Caleb with Bluff.
Need to refresh or renovate your commercial space? Call Interior Construction Services today. Providing the highest level of quality construction at a competitive price, our service-minded team is here to deliver the detail-oriented environment you're looking to create on time and on budget. Call us at 317-991-4660 or visit us online at interiorconstruct.com. Interior Construction Services. Progressive, productive, professional.
Folks, I know this is probably the most depressing time of the week for you. That's okay. I understand completely. But fear not. Fear not, we'll be back here on Monday. And you can always go to the toddhuffshow.com/listen. You can listen to archived episodes of the Todd Huff Show. And we'll be back, of course, Monday. But there's a lot of things going on, a lot of moving parts. Attorneys in the Bush-Gore fight/debacle in 2000 are now saying, reportedly, according to the guy that we mentioned last segment, Alex Brusewitz, that Trump has multiple paths to victory still. I'm telling you, there's a whole group of people that have no idea what's going on. They're wondering why Trump is not conceding. Biden's talking about his chief of staff. Biden wants you to think they've got him out in front of, pictures that says office of the president-elect as though that's a real thing. They want you to think he's the president, foregone conclusion, but we're not there yet, folks. We may end up there, but that's not where we are. Gotta go. Thanks for listening, SDG. Have a good weekend. See you Monday. Take care.
As a listener of this program, I have no doubt that you embrace the value of hard work, honesty, and integrity. And when you have the opportunity to work with a company that fully embraces and shares these values, I'm sure you jump at it. Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing is just that type of company in Central Indiana. Jeff and Jod Woods have a team of professional technicians here to help tune up your furnace or install a quality new train system. And they're also here to fix those nasty plumbing problems that seem to happen at the absolute worst time. So the next time you have a plumbing, heating, or cooling need, give the good folks at Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing a call. Call 317-831-5279. That's 317-831-5279. Or visit economyheatingandair.com.
Do you use the expensive blue or yellow pills to charge your sex life? Are you thinking about it? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pills deliver the exact same results for less than $3. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. And right now, radio callers will get 44 blue or yellow pills for $120 with free discreet shipping. You can save more than $700 off pharmacy prices. Charge your sex life now and save a ton of money. Call now and get your 44 pills and save over $700 and qualify for free shipping. Stop overpaying and call right now.
800-764-9168. 800-764-9168. 800-764-9168. That's 800-764-9168.
You rely on your vehicle every day. It's not a member of the family,